Scotch bottom shoes, and I'm gonna get Billy Reed to trim the foot, and I'll go over it. Any questions, don't hesitate to ask. We're gonna stay out there and trim the foot, and then we're gonna come in here and make the shoe. So we're gonna stay out there. We're not gonna be doing both at one time. So we're gonna do one and the other. So anyway, if anybody needs anything or ask any questions, don't hesitate to do it. Well, we're gonna trim the foot all the way through, and then we're gonna go make the shoe. Okay. So. Yeah, go ahead. All right. Okay, this is little John. He's got a pretty good sized foot, and Billy's gonna trim this thing up here and try to make it as clean as possible. Feet are kind of hard out here in West Texas. They might be a little softer up in Calgary if you had to do a draft horse up there sometimes. But what he's going to try to do is, obviously you can see that the quarters are lower than the heel and the toe. So he's going to basically stay off those quarters, and he's going to leave a little foot to burn to. You always want to leave a little more foot than you think, because those big shoes are very hot and they're going to burn a lot of foot.
This particular foot's got a good bit of length on it. I don't think it's got as much as you think when you first look at it. My main goal is I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it without scalping it. See all this black gook down in here?
And you're also trying to find your point to see how much foot you have to work with.
Find the apex of this frog. It's going to tell you your sole depth, vertical depth of your foot. Get all the rags off of the frog if I can. Just enhance it, make it look like what it's supposed to look like in the picture. I don't want to take much of the height off the frog.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
How to make something we can fit. You want to make a nice shaped shoe that you can get on the foot. The hardest thing to make is a straight draft shoe. So I'm going to push my quarters forward.
And what does it do when you push your quarters forward, Billy? What does that enhance? That
makes the back half of the shoe straighter, where you can get a nice symmetrical fit back here. So your quarters should be at the widest part of the foot.
And the reason that we do that is we're trying to enhance the foot. We're already saying to shape the shoe, but we're also putting heel cocks on this. So it's very hard, you know, if a horse has got a really sharp bend back there, to get any kind of bend to fit that. Does that make sense?
I wouldn't get away without it. That's all right.
Every time you bring that shoe to that foot, you're taking about a 1/16 off of the whole thing when you burn it. So what happens if you took 10 trips? You ain't gonna have much foot left.
Exactly.
It makes it appear that it's just trimming it to make it easier fit, but we're removing the portion, which will more match the coronary band, correct?
Correct. I think you can.
What?
I think so.
Burn that flat, then it should be flat all the way around, but he's never touched that part and got them any lower, because they're already lower than what he wants to leave, how much foot's on there.
Something else I think when it comes to getting horses' feet flat. I see a lot of people rasping on feet where the sole is up here right at the junction of the wall. If you're touching that sole with a rasp, it's not going to get flat. Because that sole is not going to cut smooth. It has too much moisture and texture to cut a good glassy cut. So you got to have enough wall bearing surface that you can get the sole down low enough that your rasp isn't running over it. You get a good flat tabletop finish. As far as I would just leave as much as I could in there.
You just try to enhance them a little bit, don't you?
Enhance them maybe.
Huh, we're gonna just do this all the way, and then once we're. No, you can if you want. Okay. Billy, you got it trimmed enough we can get a measurement?
Yep.
Okay. Dad, you got a ruler?
Right in my pocket.
All right. Nope, you don't have it. There we go. We got one. We got one. Okay. We're measuring this for a Calgary fit. So we're wanting, if you was to take a ruler in front of the heel cocks at the widest point of the frog, that's where we want to fit him with the cocks right behind the widest point. So basically, we usually just go 3 inches plus length plus width. We have 11. Oh, little John, quit.
John's tired.
He's tired. He's tired. All right, I'm gonna cut 18 3/4. Like we usually go on hinds, we go 2.5 inches, and then on fronts we go 3 inches.
That's with the heel.
That's with the heel cock.
What if it was flat?
If it was a flat shoe, then normally you would go 2 inches for the front, because and then 1.5 inches on the hinds for flat stock, plus length plus width. And there's another way to measure with circumference. Somebody who measures with circumference, he knows how to use a circumference ruler. Huh? What? What? Oh. No, I want to do is 9.5. And we're making that side 9.5.
How much job, sir?
3/16. Now.
So you go 2 inches?
2.5. Todd got me a perfect heat where I need it. So all I need to do is hit the cold spot and it'll bend. That way you get a wide toe. And see, I never went right to the center on a draft. We're making a large toe here, so I'm gonna hit as far out as I possibly could with the perfect heat. And it bent where we need it. Okay. Yep, go ahead. Now we're going to take the sole pressure out, just like we did any shoe. Do it on a larger scale with a sledgehammer and a flatter. Overlapping blows. Okay? Now, marking the fuller. Seen a lot of people, they run their fuller out one way or another. It's either too far in or too far out, or this, that, and another. Always through the center of the handle. Whether you fuller on draft shoes, you're always fullering with a striker. So you're always going to have the fuller on this way, and you want to have it through the center, going right to the center mark. If you're here, or here, or here, the center of that handle should always be through the center of the center punch. Okay?
There's another thing about when the striker's fixing to come up. There's some people that like the striker to put your tool back.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like the handles to be in line, tool to tool. Well, I have a hard time coming in like this. So I like to stand with the handle just making that angle right there. Then I can still see the
the puller, and I still have a lot of power. And because he's going to go this way with the puller, I'm actually driving the puller around. If I come here, I have a chance to push the puller off this way. And I'm going to drive it around the toe.
Give me one more little bat right here. That'll work. All right. Yeah, because that's the way it's always helped me as a fulcrum point, to where I make sure that I do it both at all my circumferences, and I don't run it out or run it too far in. It's just always aiming for the center of that handle right towards the center punch when I'm marking my toenail. Okay? If I'm going this way, then I'm trying to make sure that this handle, the center of this handle, is laying over the center punch. Forging Scotch bottom heels. There's there's lots of ways, different ways of doing it. I'm going to show you the way that we normally do it on the American Farriers team and the WCB team. We've turned them over and we've set them down, and you want to start your bend of your heel quarter in the straight before you ever turn it over. So I'm going to show you how we accomplish that. Okay, I like to just sweeten my branch just a hair from about the heel quarter down. Just take one hit there, and I'm going to fold over about 1 1/8, 1 3/16, somewhere in there. We're trying to get about a 1/2 inch tall cock is the perfect height for a front. We only want it to be a 1/2 inch high, and the perfect heel height for a hind is 3/4. Now I'm going to work my way up. Around. It's all radius inside here. Travis will do it with his flat side. He don't mind leaving a okay, halfway, always heel quarters, draft shoe or whatever, halfway between my toenail and the end of my heel. And I'm staying put. I'm camping out. Okay? I want to stay put there for a minute. About 4 or 5 good licks. I'm setting my my heel quarter. Now I'm going to finish it out. Going over the anvil. All right. I'm thinking the inside, so I'm going around the inside, taking the sole pressure out. Okay. Hard, Billy. Good boy.
Get a bone.
Yep. Okay. Everybody see? You see that check out there? It's got to look like that before you can go on. I think so.